I'm Noah Henry and I approve this message. Millions of Americans today have to pay 6% of what they pay when they buy groceries at the store. At the grocery store. 6%. Now, this is when President Trump promised to the American people that he would lower costs, that he would cap costs, that he would do everything for average American families across this country. You know, and you want to know something? That the millions of Americans that caps costs is elderly people and 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 young people. Now, I'm going to play you something. I'm going to play you a video, and you tell me, is he Captain Cost like he promised to the American people?
The Pentagon. President Trump arrives for a briefing by top The Pentagon. President Trump arrives for a briefing by top military leaders. Trump explodes, attacks the war heroes in the room as losers, and a bunch of dopes and babies. Many in the room had risked their lives for our country. Soldiers, heroes, attacked by an erratic and out-of-control president. Arrogance, ignorance, chaos. Enough. America needs a steady leader who will honor those who serve.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our...
Friends, delegates, and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States. Together, we will lead our party back to the White House, and we will lead our country back to safety, prosperity, and peace. We will be country of generosity and warmth, but we will also be a country of law and order. The crime and violence.
And you know what? I agree that we need to be a country of law and order. But when you have a country that's when you have a president of a country going after their own people like North Korea, Turkey, Russia, when you have people going after their own country, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. Because now he's building a ballroom at the White House. And that's more dangerous than going after his own people. Now let's finish that clip.
That today afflicts our nation will soon, and I mean very soon, come to an end. We cannot afford to be so politically correct anymore. We will honor the American people with the truth and nothing else. Our trade deficit is $800 billion. Yet, think of that. $800 billion. Last year alone, we're going to fix that. Our roads and bridges are falling apart. Our airports are third world condition. And 43 million Americans are on food stamps. Now, let us consider the state of affairs abroad. Not only have our citizens endured domestic disaster, but they've lived through one international humiliation after another, one after another. This is the legacy of Hillary Clinton. Death, destruction, terrorism, and weakness. Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo.
Let's stop and think about what's the legacy of Hillary and Bill Clinton. You know when he said that the legacy of Hillary and Bill Clinton was war and destruction and other things, terrorists and other things, etc. He is fundamentally wrong, because that's not their legacy. Their legacy is giving their life. To serve this country as President and Secretary of State of the United States. That's their legacy. That's what they have done. That's what they have done. And perhaps Hillary Clinton and President Bill Clinton perhaps have done some bad things, but But it was because of the stress of the presidency and the stress of the Secretary of State position that President Obama gave to Hillary Clinton. But but you but you want to know something? The legacy of Donald Trump will be war and destruction and that crazy ballroom that he got built at the White House. That will be President Trump's legacy. And you know, the first thing he did when he got in office this year was put the California National Guard under under federal control. This, the California National Guard should not be under federal control. It should be under the California. It should be under the state's control because it's the state's military that he put under control. Now, 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 you know, prescription drugs. You can get insulin for 6% of the cost that you normally pay for your prescription drugs. You can get prescription drugs for 7% of the cost of the prescription drug cost in the United States right now. That's much higher than what you have to pay at the grocery store to get groceries. Think about this. Think about one day. Think about one day this year. The President Trump will raise the prescription drug price from the regular price to $750 trillion. $750 trillion. Think about that. Just think about that. Just think about that. And let's also think about President Trump raising the national debt. The national debt to from 2 trillion to $3 trillion. Now, imagine you got a kid going to college and they have to pay off their national debt. And their national debt cost is $350 trillion. Just imagine that one day. Just imagine that one day. And say get a college and say that you got a college tuition, and your college tuition went from 1,000 to $150 trillion. That's that's a that's the average. That is an average price of a house, of a car, of a stove, of a pot, of land, of a land in California. Do you want your kids? Do you want your kids to pay trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars for the college tuition? And do you want your kids with diabetes, heart failure, and with health issues that need prescription drugs to pay trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to get the insulin that they need, to get the pills that they need, to get the prescription drugs that they need? Or do you want your kids' national debt to be trillion to pay their national debt, and it be trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars? And do you want your kids to grow up? And do you want your kids to grow up and resent the day that they was ever born and never went to college and never did this and never built a company? Or do you want your kids to grow up and be a success and be a successful businessman? Do you do you ima- could you imagine your kid your kid your kid is all grown up, went off to college, came back to college, then start drinking, start smoking, start hanging out on the street? Or would you rather have your kid come home from college, and and start being a success, and start being a success, and and start building their own business, building their own company, building their own social media website? under 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 my administration as governor, I promise, I promise to all of you, I promise to you, the, the good, I promise to you, the good people of California. I promise to you, the good people of California, to vote for me. Because if you vote,
Noah, you want to leave with me, or you gonna wait for your mom to get here?
I'll wait.
Okay. I'm gonna set this right here. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta take Roy to get a haircut, and I gotta drop the shampoo off.
Okay. under my administration as governor, you will get the same opportunities that wealthy people get, because we are going to stand up to the wealthy. We're going to crack down on the big banks, and we will do everything in our power to make California bigger, better, stronger than ever before. All we have to do is have the all we have to do is have the same opportunities then
No,
that.
you're not supposed to come. Let him inside when I come. I mean, until I get back.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him that you're gonna open the door for me.
Okay. Then the wealthy people do. Because one day they're going to eat from the grass and they won't have a dime in their bank account, in their pockets, in their war chest. And that is going to be a funny, amusing day.